Hey everybody, this is the 20-gallon tank I keep set up for my wife to enjoy. And tonight we're going to get in there and do some basic maintenance. This is going to be a pretty straightforward before and after video. There's not really a lot to talk about in this particular tank. You can see how dark and gloomy it looks. That's mostly because the plants are growing so thick. I'm going to have to separate some of that water sprite out of there. So as usual, I will have some water sprite, and I've got Java fern available. So you can check my email down below if you're interested in any aquatic plants that I might have available at the moment. As I said, I will definitely have some water sprite and Java fern. And I think there's probably a bunch of green algae and crud growing on the glass under the lights. This has a standard aquarium hood. And if we lift up the section with the lights in it, well, it seems like the whole thing's going to come up. Yeah, you can see that's pretty gross under there. Now that is actually on the inside of the aquarium. That's not anything I could wipe down by lifting that up. I have to actually lift this whole unit up or drain some water out and reach in and reach up and wipe that out. I usually don't worry too much about it because this tank isn't very big, and the two lights I have in there produce plenty of light, and I think you'll find that once I pull some of those plants out of there, it'll be well lit enough that we wouldn't have to worry too much about it. But I think tonight I'm going to get in there and spend an extra few minutes, and I'm going to wipe that glass down a little bit, so the after part of this video will probably be much more brightly lit. Otherwise, all I'm going to do is a simple water change, filter change, and I'll probably wipe down the glass a little bit while I'm in there. So we'll go ahead and call that your before. And there's your after. So I actually wound up doing a little bit more in there than I thought I was going to, and that was mainly because it was a little dirtier in there than I'd anticipated. When I started pulling away at the floating water sprite, I found that there was a lot of that green cyanobacteria growing across the surface of it. So I wound up removing a lot of that. I did leave a little bit of it in there. You can see it's kind of floating sideways there. But that'll straighten out over time. Those roots will start hanging down into the water column, and the foliage will start spreading out across the surface. I pulled a little bit of the Java fern out. That was kind of growing between the two rocks, but at the same time was sort of detached and coming loose anyway. So that has been removed. I did not actually wipe the glass down. The glass didn't really seem to need it. I did change the filter out, and I did get in there and wipe down the glass on the underside as I was talking about. That looked like a nasty green swamp monster. It was gross. There was so much stuff on it, and so I wiped that off. And as a result, we've got this really brightly lit tank now. But it won't take long before everything starts growing back, and with this much light in the tank, we're probably going to see an explosion of algae, or I'm going to get stuff growing all over the glass, and we'll have to get back in here and do a little bit of maintenance on that. So there you go. Like I said, a pretty straightforward video. Just a simple before and after. Not a lot going on with this tank. But there you go. There's a good look at my wife's tank. So thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Make sure you're subscribed. You never know what you're going to get with me. See you real soon in the next one.